Welcome to the Scented Path, where fragrance meets the senses and brings meaning to life's special moments. I'm Natalie, your guide on this journey through scent, self-reflection, and living beautifully. Each week, we'll explore how fragrance inspires balance, stirs memories, and elevates everyday life. Discover how each scent can transform not just your space, but your mood and your path forward. So let's walk this journey one scent at a time. This is the Scented Path. You ever get that quiet feeling that something is just right? Like you can't explain it. It's not logical. You didn't read it somewhere or talk it through with a bunch of people. It's like something inside of you speaks up and says, trust me. And even though it makes no sense on paper, it still feels solid, like peace. I've been sitting with that a lot lately, that inner clarity, and not the kind that comes wrapped in a big breakthrough or aha moment, but the kind that shows up in the quiet, after the tears, after the noise settles, after you stop explaining yourself and start listening to what's been trying to come through all along. We don't always give that part of ourselves the space it deserves. Life gets crowded, our schedules, expectations, the scroll, the pressure to figure it all out. But what if clarity isn't something we go out and chase? What if it's something we uncover once we stop running from ourselves? I've lit my clairvoyance candle this morning. No big ritual, just a pause. A reminder to slow down and tune in. Not to the world outside of me, but to the truth inside of me. So, wherever you are, driving, cleaning, walking, sitting in silence, I hope you lean in with me for a little bit. Not for answers, but to reconnect with that part of you that already knows, that's always known. You didn't lose it, you just haven't heard it in a while. There's something about a quiet knowing that just hits different. It doesn't yell, it doesn't argue, it doesn't need to explain itself. It just is. You know what I mean? That subtle sense that you're right where you need to be, or that it's time to shift, even if nothing dramatic has happened. That's the kind of clarity I'm learning to trust more these days. Because truthfully, I used to think clarity would come like a lightning bolt. Big, loud, and obvious, those aha moments. But most of the time, it's been a whisper that I almost miss because I have been too busy second guessing it. Sometimes it shows up as a knot in your stomach when something feels off. It's that exhale after making a decision you finally stopped fighting. It doesn't always make sense to other people, and honestly, it might not make sense to you right away. But either way, it is real and it is yours. And yeah, trusting that kind of knowing is uncomfortable, especially when you're used to needing all the facts lined up. But clarity isn't about logic, it's more about alignment. It's that moment when something inside you just settles, even if the situation around you hasn't changed at all. You don't need to prove it, you don't need to justify it. You just need to give yourself permission to feel it and trust it's not leading you astray. Ever notice how the clearest thoughts come when you're not even trying? Like folding laundry, or waiting at a red light, or walking through the grocery store, and suddenly, boom, a sentence pops in your head that makes everything else make sense. No journal, no meditation, no playlist, no special setup, just space. That's the thing no one really tells you. Clarity doesn't always show up when you're looking for it. Sometimes it's just been waiting for the noise to die down. When I've got too many tabs open in my brain, I forget that insight needs room to breathe. Not pressure, not urgency, just room. So now when I start feeling that mental clutter piling up, I don't try to fix it all at once. I'll wash the dishes in silence. I'll sit in the car for an extra 2 minutes before going inside. I'll write a sentence in my notebook that doesn't need to be clever or deep, just honest. Reflection doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out right then and there. It just gives your thoughts a softer place to land. And when you offer yourself that pause, even a brief one, it's wild how much truth rises to the surface without forcing it. You know what's even more wild? The more you trust yourself, the more things seem to fall into place. Crazy, right? Trusting yourself, like really trusting yourself, takes practice, especially if you spent years outsourcing your decisions, watering yourself down, or checking in with everyone but you before making a move. But there's something so freeing about reaching that point where you can say, I might not have all the details worked out, but this feels honest and this feels like me. And yeah, it might ruffle some feathers. People may not get it, but you do. Because deep down, you know what feels aligned. You know when something is off. Even when it looks perfect on paper, you know when it's the time to stay and when it's time to go. Even if your voice shakes, even if you second guess it for a minute, that knowing, it is 1000% real. And every time you choose to follow that inner pull, no matter how small, it strengthens you. So maybe today, the invitation isn't to have all the answers. Maybe it's to just say yes to the one thing that feels true, even if no one claps, even if you're the only one who understands it. When we're moving through life on autopilot, it's easy to forget that clarity often arrives in quiet, intentional moments. It does not force its way in, it waits patiently for space to open up. So, how do we make that space? How do we start honoring that deep, intuitive part of ourselves more consistently? Here's a few things to carry with you on how to do so. One, ask before answering. When someone asks something of you, pause. Don't default to yes. Don't perform politeness. Ask yourself, do I really want this? Does this align with how I want to feel? Even that one beat of silence can make room for the truth unbeknownst to you. Two, reflect regularly. This doesn't have to be complicated. A voice note on your phone, a scribbled sentence in your journal, a 5-minute reset using the prompts from the self care workbook. These check ins help you build a deeper relationship with yourself, one that's honest, ongoing, and grounded in curiosity instead of judgment. Three, honor your first instinct. When you feel that subtle inner yes or that quiet no, listen. That's your wisdom speaking. Even if you don't act on it right away, acknowledging it is a powerful start. Four, create quiet on purpose. Take that walk. Turn off the noise. Let your thoughts catch up to you. Stillness isn't a reward for finishing your to do list, it's a resource. You don't have to earn it. Five, rebuild trust with yourself slowly. If you spent years ignoring your intuition, it might feel unfamiliar at first, and that's okay. Let each moment of alignment be proof that it's still there and it never left. You don't need to earn your way back to yourself. You're already allowed to pause. You're already allowed to change your mind. You're already allowed to trust what you feel, even when it doesn't come with a perfect explanation. If something inside you moved, even if you're not quite sure what to do with it yet, that's okay. Give it time, give it space, keep coming back to yourself. And if this episode resonated with you and you're ready to gently put some of it into practice, download the self care workbook. It's a space to slow down, reflect, and build a self care rhythm that feels real and doable. You'll find the link in the notes. Trust what you know and let that quiet clarity lead your way. Thanks for joining me on the Scented Path. Remember, finding balance is a luxury we all deserve, and each breath is a chance to embrace harmony and grace. Until next time, breathe easy, live beautifully, and let every moment reflect your truest self. This is Descended Path, where luxury meets balance.